Let me take you back in time. It's the morning of 1977 and a young girl is getting ready for school. As she gets dressed, she hears her stomach growling. The last meal she ate was yesterday at 4 p.m. and there's no food at home. She walks to school, and as she's halfway climbing one of the biggest hills like Waqoboqobo, she feels a raindrop on her shoulder suddenly. At that moment, she knows that she's going to get to school and she's going to be soaking wet. But this is something she's become used to. She sits at her desk and she promises herself to soak up every word, sentence, and equation her teacher has to say. She promises herself that her children will never go through this. And guess what? They never did. That young girl today is an advocate. That young girl today is my mother. I can't even begin to explain to you guys how much of an impact my mother has had in my life. Growing up, she was just my superwoman. She was a single parent and she managed to take my sister and I to good schools, fed us, clothed us, and we always had everything we needed. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes we struggled financially, but my mom just gave us everything that we needed. And she always emphasized that it was important that we checked our privilege and we never looked down on others. This was something I noticed not a lot of people knew how to do. I started volunteering in grade 10, but I think the experience that stands out the most for me as like a seed is when I was in matric. It was 2013 and a group of friends and I decided to make party packs, donate some of our old clothes, and spend the day with these children from Ms. Punzan. It was Mandela Day. We were so naive. We went there thinking we were some heroes. We were going to offer them all of these things. But instead, we left there with so much insight, and our eyes were open to so many realities. I remember they performed Mkhenso for us. I definitely needed to learn this. They played with our hair. They shared their stories. They gave us hugs and kisses. It was all so cute. I left there that day with so much appreciation for life, and I am still grateful for that amazing day. Coming to Rhodes University and being part of community engagement has been the best decision I have made. I was part of the Ingwezi program in my first and second year, helping grade 2s and 3s with literacy and phonetics. In my third year, I became a mentor at Gauger Mixed Trick School, and I also became a student leader for that site. I wasn't really sure how I was going to combine my passion for journalism and my passion for community development, but it worked. And when I got to do a presentation at the symposium that year on the importance of career guidance in high schools, it all made sense. I knew what my purpose was. For me that year, I mentored a young woman who was aspiring to be a journalist like me. She was in matric and she went through so much hurdles. But her resilience and the fact that today she is studying at Rhodes towards a journalism degree just like me, makes me so incredibly proud. That year was so amazing because I developed a passion for development journalism. That year was so amazing because I even got a trophy. I think it was the Carlway Trophy, yes, for outstanding service to the community from my dining hall. The RUCE office has planted a seed within me that continues to grow every day and reminds me of the need for all of us to volunteer and be a part of community engagement. I have worked with Luzuko this year as part of the Early Childhood Development Program, and the experience has been phenomenal. Seeing my babies, I call them, every week, running to the gate, shouting to us, Naba Omisi, just melts my heart. We read to them, recite nursery rhymes, and we teach them basic English. The change we're making is so incredibly small, but it's something, and change has to start somewhere. I just look at their teachers and I admire so much of their perseverance. Luzuko is making such a huge difference in that community, and that is a difference I want to make. For one last time, let me take you back in time. I went complaining to my mother one day that one of my classmates was always asking for me to share my lunch with her. My mom packed extra sandwiches in my lunchbox, and she taught me the value of sharing because once upon a time, she was that girl with no lunch. Once upon a time, she was that girl who could not go to school when she was on her period. Once upon a time, she was the young girl who didn't have imbahla Christmas. And when I look at these children from Eluzuk, I see my mother in them. I see the potential success of their futures and every black child who wins despite their circumstances. Thank you, RUCE.
Bye.
Let me take